Welcome to Rogue Media Network. You have a vision, and we can help you broadcast it. With over 150 podcasts distributed locally, nationally, and internationally, we pride ourselves in delivering high-quality professional content that's filled with humor, information, and entertainment. Are you an avid podcast listener? Discover relatable and reliable shows that cater to a plethora of tastes and interests. From enlightening discussions to lighthearted banter, there's something for everyone. And here's the best part. You can start your own show with Rogue Media Network. We specialize in providing a platform to amplify diverse voices and perspectives, making sure everyone gets a chance to be heard. So why wait? Tune into our podcast and explore a world of ideas and stories, or step up and let the world hear yours. Call us today at 254-300-7982. Visit us at roguemedianetwork.com or send us an email at hello@roguemedianetwork.com. Join the podcast revolution with Rogue Media Network today.
Wine and Crime contains graphic and explicit content which may not be suitable for some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
You are listening to Wine and Crime, a podcast where three friends chug wine, chat true crime, and unleash their worst Minnesotan accents.
Kenyon sounds hoarse today.
She's got a bit of a cold. Oh, we have a very, very, very special co-host today, Josh Hallmark.
What
Of
up?
True Crime Bullshit and a myriad other podcasts.
Yep.
I was going through the notes and I was like, oh, I'm the backup little gay.
Yep. Yep.
Scott's number one.
Yep. Sorry. Scott does have kind of the number one spot. He's a lifer. But you could, it's pretty, understudies are important. I don't know how am I going to dig out of this one.
I mean,
Well,
if he gets pushed down some stairs, we're all interchangeable.
Oh my God.
We here at Wine and Crime have a type.
You're going to
it's
showgirls him?
Petite gay men, I guess.
Do you remember seeing Showgirls on TV and they would put like the Who
Fake
Framed Roger
animated
Rabbit
bikinis?
animated bikini tops?
Shut up, no.
Yeah, it was the best. The 90s were
VH1
amazing.
version.
Yeah, the VH1. It was always on VH1. And whenever they showed that one, it looked like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Like someone just drew on
Animated bras.
polka dot bikinis and bras. It was amazing.
That is a fantastic film, but I only want to watch the censored version.
Oh, yeah. I'll find it. I'll get it.
I feel like
for
I'm
us.
missing out having not seen that.
There's
You've
also
never seen Showgirls?
No, I haven't seen the censored version.
Oh,
I'm
God.
gay,
I was like,
of course I've seen
I know. I
Showgirls.
got really scared. I was like, you really need to get to know your own culture, Josh.
there's one scene where like a whole troop of topless girls is like running down the steps like backstage
Yes.
and the animated
Synchronized
bikinis are like
bouncing. The animated bikinis are all
they're
synchronized.
all over the place.
I will find this. Anyway,
Oh my
thank you
God.
so much for being here, Josh, as
Yes,
Kenyon
Josh.
continues to struggle through
Existence.
creation of life.
The dry husk that was once a shell for a dimly lit soul.
Poor
You're welcome.
thing. Oh, yeah. Thank you. And Josh will be covering a case today, which is very exciting. But, do you want to tell us what our topic is today, Josh? Our very special fan pick? And then
Yeah.
maybe I can explain why it makes so much sense that you would be here for this.
Yeah, well, it's much like gays helping women.
Ah.
It's women helping women. So
Yes.
today I'm playing the part of a woman.
Well,
for you.
today I think you are playing the part of resident male expert.
Resident
Oh,
male
that's-
energy.
Resident male opinion in the Women Helping Women episode.
I mean, I don't know that I can fulfill that role, but I'll do my
Oh,
best.
honey, you can and you will. You're a man. You can do anything.
I'm not a man, I'm a boy.
I'm just a boy.
I'm a puppet. I'm a puppet on a string.
Oh.
I always think, like, if I died and they found me in, like, a retention pond, they would be like, 41-year-old man. And just, like, that doesn't feel on brand for me.
Specifically a
No.
retention pond.
It's too vague. It's
My
too
God.
Well, I'm more of a
Reductive.
guy.
Yeah, you're a guy.
You were the late 30s to early 40s white male found in the retention pond.
41-year-old white guy.
That's just like if and when it happens, I'm going to need you
If
to
and
clarify
when.
this with the newspapers. Like,
Yeah, no,
actually,
we
he went
got
by
it.
Guy.
We'll send in corrections
He
to
wasn't
all
a
of the
guy.
outlets.
He was just a boy. I will definitely promise to scream that over your grave hole
Thank you.
as
not
they're
a
lowering
man.
you in. He's
He's
not
just
a
a
man.
guy.
He's just a boy.
He's a boy. He's barely a guy.
Oh my god,
We got
so
your back.
dumb.
You're
But yeah,
decomposing back.
that's our topic today. Back to whatever we're doing, whatever this is.
Okay, well, that
exciting.
was fun, and I feel like we should just jump into it. Amanda, do you have a wine pairing for today's episode?
Oh,
We didn't say it's a fan pick.
Oh, it is a fan pick.
It's
It
a
is
fan pick. This is a fan pick by Bailey Sipola.
Oh, she's gonna be
Sipila.
sippling.
And Bailey picked this in honor of their sister Katie's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Katie. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. No. Josh, no.
They made me do
Happy
some vocal
birthday from all
thing.
of us to you. We wish it was our birthday so we
Go
could
make a
party
party
too.
too. Hey! You know what, Josh? You wish you had vocal
they made
warm-ups
me
on your
do
show.
some vocal thing.
Can
We
you imagine
did-
if I was doing vocal warm-ups by myself?
La 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 la. Many mumbling mice are making midnight music in the moonlight. Mighty nice. Was anyone else in
Unique
choir?
New York.
Unique new. Okay, we can move on. What
Yeah,
is the
thanks.
wine crime pairing? Is that what you're asking?
I guess. Thanks, Bailey. What's the wine crime pairing?
We can totally do this without Kenyon. We're fine. So I know that Bailey requested something from Nasty Woman Wines, which I love Nasty Woman Wines. Normally, yes, I would do this. But as I've discussed many times, my inventory is too big. I can't go buy new wine.
Robust.
It's too robust. And we have not officially featured the updated with the label, looking good, looking fire, looking spicy, Gals Sauv Blanc.
Yes, it's so good.
If you are on Patreon at $5 or more, you see that I'm holding up this bottle. Full disclosure, I'm not going to drink it because I did spend last week in the hospital with a major digestive upset. So pouring wine down my gullet seems like a fucking horrible idea.
But also maybe your body just needs to acclimate to its typical state.
Yeah, maybe you should enjoy your newfound intolerance.
Oh no, I'm thinking like her body's used to having a very high BAC and it's out of
Josh
whack
is like,
now.
your
Oh, yeah.
homeostasis is drunk.
You're dried out.
Oh no. Okay,
Like
well
Kenyon.
I might like Kenyon. I might reconsider, and maybe halfway through I'll open this, but I also took 2 legal in Minnesota gummies, so I might not want to mix and match. But anyway,
Nice.
I
Josh,
will
what
be
are you
inebriated
drinking?
in some way.
Josh is drinking. What do you got?
Yeah, Josh,
I know.
what do you have?
Well, do you like how I texted and acted like it was a big chore for me to open a bottle of wine for
I
this?
know, right? You're like, you don't
Dang.
have to if you don't want to. It's fine.
I am drinking a Visatui Gamay Rouge.
Ooh,
They call it
Damn.
picnic wine. It's really, really sweet and crisp. It's delicious.
Wow.
Gamay is so good. Anyway, that's not what we're drinking. This is a California Sauv Blanc. I'm gonna read the label. The Gal Sauv Blanc is an absolute treasure out of Happy Canyon, California. This food-friendly Sauv will blow you away with tasting notes of melon, guava, and apricot, balanced by a playfully light texture that will have you dreaming of the California sun.
Lock.
California.
California.
She clocks in at, I know where all this information is on here.
You designed the label.
12%. I know. I helped. 12%.
It almost seems like this is the first time you're reading this label.
This is the first time I'm reading the newly printed label. I haven't read it since I wrote it months ago. It's 12% ABV. It's 100% Sauv Blanc. This is like so inspired by our lovely Lucy. We've been waiting to do a pure 100% Sauv for a long time, And it's finally here, and you can order it. Honestly, you can just go to our website, wineandcrimepodcast.com. Under the wine tab, we have our wines listed that will take you exactly where you need to go. This partnership with Blentique Wine Company has been amazing. They're based out of California, and we love them.
Yes.
So head over to wineandcrimepodcast.com and get yours.
Get it.
Which reminds me, Josh, we got to send you updated wines.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, we do.
I had to pay for my last ones. What's that all about?
What? We had you on a list.
And nothing came.
We
Okay,
will take this
user
up
error.
off the air.
That's our fault. I will fix this. Anyway, Lucy, what's our background insight for women helping women?
While you fix this, while you backpedal for the second time this episode already.
My God. I'm not well.
We're fine. We're not okay. Okay. So, women helping women, I wanted to do a little bit of research into the trustworthiness, the overall good qualities of men versus women.
Oh my God.
And starting out here, I'm acknowledging that we're discussing binary genders for the most part in this episode. Definitely during my segment, I'm recognizing that.
Okay.
So this first part is from a study conducted in 2014 by Harvard's Kennedy School's Women and Public Policy Program.
Kennedy Space Station's Women
in
and Public
Space,
Policy.
in
Women
public
in
space.
Women
Policy
in Space.
for women being in space.
Packing
in
100 tampons Association.
Yes.
Rolls right off the tongue.
Yep. 100
The acronym is a
tampons.
mess. So this
And
study
then
showed,
would that be enough? Sorry.
and they're all pads. The women are like, I'm an adult woman. Okay. So this study showed that, quote, women care more about maintaining relationships than men, meaning that following a violation in trust, women are less likely to lose trust in the transgressor and more likely to repair the relationship.
Actually,
This doesn't apply to a man. though.
Josh, actually, that's inaccurate.
gonna do my best to play a straight problematic man.
Oh my God, yes. I feel like if you cross me in the area of trust, you kind of only get one shot with me, but it also takes a really, really long, like, really bad thing to make me not trust you. Like, we all
remember
white
these are
lie.
statistics.
I know. I'm
And
treating
we'll
it like
get-
a Cosmo quiz.
We'll get to lying.
Okay.
There's a lot of fodder for you.
But if you do something to truly break my trust, I could be nice to you, but I'm probably not going to ever trust you or like not have some internal private boundaries with you ever again.
you've got internal boundaries, and I respect that.
I do. I don't have to tell you what they are. They just
You-
exist.
You can play nice to someone's face.
Josh.
I've never seen her do that.
I kind of do the same thing though, because I hate confrontation.
True.
So I would rather just inwardly be like, okay, either
We're
I'm
fine.
only letting you get so far, or I'm fully opening myself up to get hurt again just
Yeah.
to avoid confrontation.
Yeah.
I'm a Cancer. It's fine. Following a trust violation, trust substantially declined for both male and female participants. However, women are more likely to trust the counterpart following a violation than men, with 22% of women displaying trusting behaviors versus only 9% of men. So we kind of get over it a little bit faster.
I feel like in a very, very binary cishet context, if you think about like, if a woman cheats on the man is going to have a really hard time staying in that relationship, whereas a woman is more likely to forgive a man for cheating and
There's a lot
stay
of-
in the relationship.
There's a lot
That's
of
kind
ego,
of what that,
I think.
yeah, that's kind of how that reads to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, we'll get into some more of the like deeper reasons,
Transgressions.
the reasons behind why these things might be true.
Oh.
Again, on a statistical level.
Cool.
Women are more likely to trust their counterpart following repeated trust violations than men, with 66% of women displaying trusting behaviors versus only 48% of men. So if you're likely to forgive someone after the first transgression,
You're likely to continue to forgive them.
yes,
After
that's why these
multiple.
percentages are higher than the first ones that I just
Makes
read.
sense. Okay.
So it's the
But
women's
still-
fault.
Women tend to be more trusting after a fuck up than men in general.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice.
If I'm a woman,
if I'm a
shame
woman,
on me
shame
again.
on you again. Fool me 8 times.
So men and women do not differ in their initial trust of a business counterpart. However, after the counterpart commits a trust violation and then apologizes, women are significantly more trusting than men in the exact same scenario.
I still don't trust these women that I'm in business with. Not
Absolutely
a
not.
bit.
Not as far as I can throw them. And
Nope.
with my upper body strength, that ain't far.
It's not far.
Concern for preserving relationships causes women to be more willing than men to maintain trust following a betrayal. So we really want to keep our relationships together.
Mhm.
I don't know why.
Well,
Whatever.
community is a survival, I don't want to call it a
Which
mechanism because it's important, but
should go across the whole board. But again, we'll get to some of the reasons why
yeah,
this might
I
happen.
love it.
The authors argue that these findings about women's comparatively resilient trust may reveal how women are disadvantaged in workplaces where their tendency to trust others after violations occur may make them appear gullible or like manipulative, like all sorts of things. And also may reveal how women can thrive in collaborative workplaces where trust is an asset. So once it's more egalitarian, maybe women do better. Women can excel a little bit more than
Women
these
supporting
hierarchical, the board is made up of all men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It makes sense.
It does make sense. And it makes sense how exploitable that is, or the trope of like women being seen as weak in business, where it's like, it's not weakness, it's like a sense of community and trust that actually allows, women to like thrive in those environments rather than.
It's actually collaborative. Go
Yeah.
figure.
Well, actually, I
Cool.
was just listening to You're Wrong About. They did an episode on alpha males,
That show is so good.
and they were
That's a good
saying
one.
alphas in nature are more likely to be females because it's not about dominance. It's
Yep.
about making sure everyone's been fed and everyone is safe. And if someone's out of control, we nurture them back into control. So there you
Oh,
have
I
it.
Yeah, like the
love.
leader of the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
is what a true alpha is, which is super collaborative and symbiotic, a relationship. Huh. Okay. I like that if alpha dudes, like the way that we understand them now, were weighing in on this conversation, they would not agree with that.
Well, no, because their entire personality is a construct based
Right.
on fear and an inability to manage their emotions.
Just
I
that.
love having you on this episode. I hope Joe Rogan's listening. Okay.
Yeah, he's
Sure he is.
He's our number one fan. He tweeted me the other day. He didn't.
I
But if-
texted him just now.
Yeah, we text.
It was just like a grainy dick pic.
Yeah, it's a grainy dick pic, and then I have
It's a Xerox of a Xerox of a Xerox of a Xerox.
It's a Xerox of a Xerox of a Xerox of a Xerox of a picture of something they used to have to eat on Fear Factor with a grainy dick in the background.
Well, you need something to show measurement
For
and
scale.
length.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's Colorado oysters for scale, or Rocky Mountain oysters.
It's a snake for scale.
It's a snake with
it.
scales.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
That was
So-
really good.
Amanda, as you pointed out earlier, it is just a fact that everyone lies, regardless of gender. We're all
Yep.
liars. But
Just
the-
lie. It's what I always do.
Exactly. The real issue here isn't whether or not you lie, it's whether the liar is believed or not.
That's
And there are
where
also,
truth
like,
is.
White lies versus harmful lies, like consequential
Yeah.
lies.
Right, like cheating on your spouse when you're not in like a polyamorous or,
Open
cheating
rela-
implies that it's adultery and not like consented to.
Right. So in 2010, the Journal of Language and Social Psychology published findings regarding a self-reporting survey. Self-reporting, not ideal, but they did have a huge pool to get information from of how often people lie. So this study found that, quote, people perceive women to lie less than men and that they perceive men and women to tell different kinds of lies.
Okay.
It also showed that men and women both admit to fibbing in 20 to 35% of their social interactions.
Easily. Easily. You know how many people's outfits we've said look great, or kids we said were cute.
How are you? I'm great.
Yeah. I mean, I'd argue that that's a low figure, considering what falls under the umbrella of like the white lie. It's pleasantries. All pleasantries are white lies.
That's true. Yeah.
And pleasantries are the like foremost foundation of 90% of
communication.
conversations. Yeah. So 75%.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's a lie, but
Okay, so fibbing and lying, I feel like, are two different things too. But let's not split hairs here. These are the numbers that they came up with. We're not the scientists. They were the scientists. They've also shown that men tell and are told more self-lies. So self-lies are those that benefit the liar, whereas women tell and are told more other lies, which are those contrived for the benefit of others.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So the difference isn't about whether you're lying about yourself. The difference is about whether you're lying for self-gain or for like community gain.
Yes, to benefit yourself or to just make someone else feel not bad. So here's an example. So a woman is more likely to say something like, "Oh, you have a zit? I can't even see it." Whereas a man would be more likely to lie and say, "That woman, I've never seen her before in my life."
Why?
And these are examples from the article. They're very gendered.
The zit lie, though, that's a classic.
Well, okay, so like the woman, I've never seen that woman before lie could also just, to reframe it, just be like, "Oh, I only stopped for one beer on my way home."
Right. I really had 6.
It's like you're not lying for anyone else's behalf. It's for your own self-preservation.
Like, I wasn't having sex with her. I was boofing with Jeremy.
Oh, I wasn't soliciting him. I have a wide stance.
Yes, exactly. The wide stance.
Wide stance. Okay.
There's also more in this article about how a person lies. So, like, if they wait too long to answer and then their answer is spoken more rapidly than the question being asked. So if they take a pause.
Indicative of a lie.
Yeah, because basically it's more suspicious.
They thought it through.
This kind of timing suggests that you're about to tell an unplanned lie that you're making up on the fly, and then speaking rapidly indicates nervousness.
Oh, yep. Okay.
The gist of that analysis is that it's more suspicious when a man tells a self-serving lie in a delayed or quick way than any of these other possibilities.
Okay.
Whether it's a woman telling either type of lie, however she tells it. Basically, men aren't getting away with jack shit, is what the gist of that is. Men are bad liars.
Men are bad.
Yeah.
Liars.
Professor Marilyn Boltz thinks that, quote, people were less likely to believe that the woman was lying, especially for her own benefit, because of how men and women are taught to play their respective gender roles. Beginning at a young age, males are encouraged to boast about their abilities and assert themselves over others.
It's peacocking.
Mm-hmm. In the context of adult conversation, accounts of one-upmanship are common and provide a means for establishing one's dominance and status. Women, on the other hand, are encouraged to be more modest in their self-presentation and are taught the importance of intimacy and developing connections with others. So that gives us a little bit of insight about how trustworthy, like, women can be. Let's say in regards to covering up a crime.
Oh,
for example.
Let's say.
But would a woman really be, like, helpful in this context? Because there are a lot more aspects of somebody who you'd want being your partner in crime than just whether you can trust them.
Right. Certain abilities, connections.
So would a woman be more helpful in this context? Evidence says probably yes.
Ooh.
So this is from Psychology Today, and there are a lot of numbers and, like, variables in terms of, like, science-y studies and statistics terms that I
love a scientific probably yes.
Yes,
I'm ready.
But I'm not going to list all of those specifics. It does give more insight into what I'm reading, but I'm not, whatever. If you're that curious, go look up this.
So we should
specific
just
article.
trust what a woman is telling us.
Exactly, because I'm
Okay.
trustworthy.
Yeah.
Josh, are you choosing not to trust while I choose to trust, or should we switch it up and skew the stats?
Well, no, I'm here to play a man, remember? So I'm just,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't,
Also,
well, it's you. I can't trust you
can't
because
trust
you're
you.
women and you don't know anything.
Got it. Okay. Perfect.
And you have blue hair. My God, how bad could your judgment be?
I can't trust you because you're women and you don't know anything.
It's also, it is 1,000 degrees in here, so sorry to the $5 patrons.
No,
I'm slowly
that's-
melting. My pants will be off in no time.
That's not
I
why
can't
you're
wait.
sweating. You're sweating because the women are coming for you now. The know-nothing women.
We have a largely female audience, so
And I hope they know. I guess they don't know me beyond the scope of my show. I hate
You-
men, so
you can
we're in good
email-
company.
you can email him directly at josh@ouramericana.com.
You can do that. Josh goes missing, blames it on Israel Keys. Classic.
Classic.
God.
Okay, so stay away from barn houses. Okay. Girls and women are more likely to engage in pro-social behaviors than boys and men, boys
Yep.
to men. Generally, these sex differences are small to moderate in size, so not like a huge difference. For instance, girls are more kind and considerate than boys. They're more comforting to others, more helpful to others, and are more
Cuter.
likely to
We
share,
smell
donate,
better.
or donate to others.
We have fewer cooties.
Ew. Okay, so like what Josh
Ew.
said, the alpha,
That's the thing.
the alpha role would be more likely to go to a female because she is willing to share
Yeah.
with everybody else and be
Yeah.
more helpful and more comforting and nicer
Yeah,
and
and
cuter.
what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yeah.
What's good for the wolf is good for the wolf pack.
Wow. Who are you? Where do you get these things?
I don't know, but I'm really high.
Okay, I'm going to speed through so you can have your moment and go to bed.
I don't know who I am.
So women are also significantly more likely than men to give to charities, whether medical research, animals, storms, whatever, blah, blah, blah. With sex difference not being due to background factors such as age and income, things like that. They did account for that. The same pattern holds when looking separately at single people and married or cohabitating people. For single people, 90% of women give more than the average man.
Oh,
in
yeah.
That
charitable,
tracks.
altruistic, 90%.
Absolutely.
I'm not surprised, but like, I'm not
I'm not
surprised based on
surprised
my
either.
own anecdotal evidence. I'm surprised that these were the scientific findings.
I'm not surprised by it either. And you're saying that's 90% in single households. That's what you're saying? Or
for
both,
single
across the board?
Single
For single people.
For single people.
Because I would love to see the stats for, well, I guess for married or cohabitated couples, because I also know that in terms of like gender roles, it's actually very traditional for the man, the cis man, to be the main breadwinner, but the woman to manage the finances for the household, because the woman is doing like the shopping,
everything
the
else
cooking.
in a fucking household.
But yeah, basically. So I'd be curious where like altruistic giving would fall in a household where the woman traditionally is running the finances versus where the man is running the finances, how much altruistic giving. But I imagine that it would, so a lot of that data probably transfers.
Well, and it just goes back to what this whole thing is predicated on, which is men are wealth building and looking out for themselves, and women are trying to take care of their community.
Right.
Yep. Josh
Yep.
just boiled down my notes into one coherent sentence. And
Great.
I love it.
it.
And I'm here to back it up because I have a little bit more to go.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Don't-
No, you boiled
Don't
it down.
ever be
I love it.
sorry.
Oh, no, I'm doing a
Don't-
bad job of playing a guy. I'm not supposed to apologize.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Oh,
really
yeah,
fucking
don't.
this up, Josh. Be a man.
Go back to work. Get a job.
Josh must be
perhaps-
swift as a coursing river. Though the strict of a great
What's the part
taboo.
where she's like, something about cutting Jim, and then she goes,
Oh,
"Oh, they must
was
be able
I
to
a
see
fool
right
at school
through
for
me."
cutting Jim? Hope he doesn't see right through me.
Hope he doesn't see right through me. That's my favorite part.
Hope he doesn't.
Yeah, in your like trilly high soprano. Hope he doesn't see right through me. Oh, honey. Okay. We gotta have a rewatch of Mulan.
We really do.
Josh, sometimes Scott and Amanda come down to my house and we just get high and watch Disney movies. And you should come for the next one.
We call it going to the cabin. And like on a good weekend, we'll make it out for one drink at the Saddle, but we're usually just doing face masks, coloring books, getting extremely high, watching old Disney movies, and creating the stupidest inside jokes that you could ever picture. Hope it doesn't
Grandmother Willow.
Grandmother
Willow provided
with
a
my
lot
bark.
of fodder for the last time. Okay. Perhaps not unrelatedly, women and girls are primarily responsible for child rearing in most cultures.
Mm-hmm. Survival,
This
baby.
goes without saying, but to back it up a little bit, in an analysis of the standard cross-cultural sample, so this consists of 186 cultures selected to fairly represent pre-industrial human cultures.
Dang.
A 1977 study found that mothers and their female relatives are responsible for most child rearing, with fathers providing only about, and I want you to guess the percentage here. Both of you just guess how much an average fathers contribute to caregiving to children.
9.
15.
6%.
Jesus Christ.
6.0%.
In the average?
Yep.
So that's like, wow, that's low.
This is, again, the standard cross-cultural sample. This is 186
6%.
cultures.
Wow.
And this is designed to represent pre-industrial human cultures, but
Yeah.
I can't imagine it's gotten much better.
Much different now, yeah.
I would love to know how that relates to like America's percentage.
I know. Oh, I have.
Actually, I can
questions.
tell you a little bit about that because I will talk about some statistics that get into. So the bottom line is in more egalitarian cultures, so like Norway, Sweden, the United States, Canada, where we we strive for the genders to be equal.
Mm-hmm.
Then it is more likely for genders, and again in this episode, in my section anyway, we're talking binary male female, for men to lean a little bit more heavily into their stereotypical roles
Behavior.
than for women, which is sort of weird. But yeah, I don't know. We'll kind of get to that. But a couple other things. Women are statistically more empathetic than men because women can recognize negative facial expressions more quickly than men.
Oh,
And-
that's cool. So we have like a more acute sense for that?
We're paying attention. Our brains are paying attention more to how other people are feeling. So
Okay,
one
so-
reason they think it's a neurological difference. For example, women appear to use more emotional brain areas where men use more reflective brain areas when engaging in empathy, emotion recognition, perspective taking, and affective responsiveness.
I would just be curious to know if it's like correlation versus causation with that ability to notice like subtleties in facial expression as they pertain to emotion. Like, I wonder if that is an actual thing we could track in our DNA that's like an evolutionary trait or an enhancement. And that's like why we're statistically more empathetic, or if we happen, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. That's fascinating to me that we can notice those facial expressions, like on the binary, at least in this, in these stats, like more acutely than men. That's really nuts.
Not
I think my mind is
surprising,
melting out
though.
of my head.
I don't think it's that
It isn't
surprising either,
surprising.
but
No.
given the fact that
It's just really fucking cool.
women
like, really cool.
94% raise children, we
Well,
need to be
yes.
able to react to how children are feeling.
That's a really good point. You're thinking of it from like a reproductive standpoint, and I'm thinking of it from a survival standpoint, where we have to be able to, in a lot of common survival situations.
Don't piss off an angry man.
Yeah, like read the room, essentially read our predator to make sure we're not crossing lines that then could put us in danger, or if we're already in danger, to level things out.
Also, men practicing empathy through a reflective stance, does that basically mean I can only perceive your pain through the lens of my own pain?
I think so.
Kinda,
That's what
it's very myopic.
that is what I took it to mean. It didn't give a further explanation, but that's how I took it too.
That makes
100%.
sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in a very large meta-analysis of 65 samples, including more than 1 million people,
Million?
million,
Whoa.
women tend to express higher levels of benevolence-related character strengths, such as kindness, love, and gratitude. Sex differences in kindness were found across all cultures, being the largest in the USA and the smallest in Israel. So this kind of goes back to these differences being demonstrated with greater disparities in countries that have a higher level of egalitarian, like, social structure.
Okay.
So the US versus Israel. So
Got it.
yeah, boys are meaner and girls are nicer in the US than in a country like Israel, is what this is saying.
Interesting.
Sex differences in kindness were found across ages too, being the largest among children younger than 13 and smallest among 21 to 24-year-olds. So this is saying differences in kindness that children younger than 13, the boys are meaner and the girls are nicer. And then that difference is smallest in men and women between ages 21 and 24.
Weird.
And then it starts growing again. Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is weird.
All of this. Yeah. And then my most fascinating fact, when reasoning about morality, women have higher care reasoning morality, which means maintaining relationships, caring for others is morality, while men have higher justice reasoning. So justice and equal treatment is morality.
Huh.
Which, I mean,
That tracks.
It does track. And also, I have to say, if you have Apple TV, I've been watching 5 Days at Memorial.
Ooh.
Have either of you watched this?
No, what is it?
Oh my fucking God. It's about a hospital. It's a memorial hospital during Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans or surrounding area. And basically they have a lot of really critically ill patients, a lot of really old patients, people they can't transfer via helicopter. So it's still happening right now. Well, the episodes are still being put out now, so I don't want to spoil anything. But basically, as is presented in the very first episode, and also has happened in real life, so it's not just a TV show, like dozens of people were found deceased in this hospital after it was evacuated. And then these forensic investigators discovered that they may or may not have been killed. Like, some might say euthanized because they couldn't have been evacuated. They didn't want them to suffer alone in a hospital with no air or water.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And as this show plays out, and I can't say for sure this is it's an exact reflection of what happened in reality, but it seems like the male characters in this show are just like, no, that's wrong. This is how we have to do it. It's black and white. And the women are just like, no, you're letting people suffer. That is the ultimate morality issue. You know what I mean?
Oh, totally.
So I thought that specific thing was really interesting, specifically because of that show, because I've been watching it lately and I highly recommend it.
That's fascinating. Okay, well, I'm starting it tonight, so
Yeah.
let's
It's
wrap
really
this
good.
up.
Yeah. Just a couple more things. Women are higher than men in agreeableness and other help-related personality traits across most cultures. Women also tend to score lower on antisocial dark triad personality traits.
Yup.
So as we all
Yup.
know, the triad is Machiavellianism, narcissism, and psychopathy. So you might think you have a good grasp on men versus women, but at the very end, I got to throw one thing more at you.
You just might be a redneck.
You just might be
I
a
thought that's
redneck.
where this was going.
In repeated play prisoner's dilemma studies in which women and men are paired with partners and given a chance to either cooperate for mutual benefit, or defect and benefit only themselves across a series of scenarios, games. This is obviously more complicated than how I'm laying this out, but there is a rather distinctive pattern that you might be surprised about. Namely, men tend to cooperate pretty well with other men for their mutual benefit over time. Danamora. Whereas women paired with other women or women and men paired together tend not to cooperate effectively over time.
So their relationships can get complicated.
Yeah, they might get a little too soft.
Well, like, it actually really makes a lot of sense, because if we're building bonds over time and then we're put in some fucked up situations with those same people, that it's going to be harder for us to act in a way that would necessarily benefit the whole group.
Dare I say a logical way? I don't want to imply that women aren't logical, but there are certain scenarios where women are maybe a little bit too empathetic. I mean, I'm not saying across the board, obviously, but whatever. My last sentence, a meta-analysis of sex differences in cooperation came to a similar conclusion, finding overall male-male interactions are more cooperative than female-to-female interactions.
Interesting. That makes a lot of sense,
and
actually.
There are obviously pros and cons to both, like, viewpoints to both genders.
There's problematic shit all over the place.
Yeah, but in terms of women helping women, I think women are much more likely to help other women than...
There you go.
Yeah, I basically just threw a bunch of stats at you to...
It's fascinating.
Maybe,
it is.
Yeah, it is. It's not... None of it's really surprising, but it's interesting to see it compounded in these statistical, analytical ways.
Very cool. Nice work. So I love shoes. I have a lot of shoes, but I also have kind of like weird feet, and I get blisters so easily. I feel like it's really hard for me to find a comfortable shoe, especially a comfortable shoe that's going to be like bold and fun, which is me. That's what I like. So if you don't want to choose between comfort and style, you gotta pick Rothy's. Their signature seamless knit designs mean all their shoes look and feel great right out of the box with no break-in period. Like, I have waited tables in Rothy's and not gotten blisters.
Travel. They're my go-to travel shoes.
No joke. And transitioning from summer to fall is so easy with Rothy's shoes. With so many colors that work season after season, it's a no-brainer to wear a pair. I'm so excited that fall is coming and I can wear my little boots, my little ankle boots from Rothy's.
Oh my gosh, Rothy's has so many cute styles. I'm a loafer gal myself.
Same, I love
their loafers in like an animal print. Hi, I can't get enough. But they also have the point, which is like, if you want to look professional, that's the point. That's the point. That's what you need. But like, so many styles, there is something out there for everyone. Like Amanda said, they are unbelievably comfortable. These shoes are made out of recycled plastic water bottles.
And you won't believe that because they're so soft and like flexible.
Yes, they're like stretchy almost. They are completely washable. If they start to get a little dirty, a little stanky, you just throw them in the washing machine and they come out good as new. It is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
I've also had my favorite pairs of Rothy's for like 4+ years.
No, and they look brand new. Every time you wash them, they look brand new out of the box. It's unreal. Like, it doesn't make sense. What is this magic?
It's Bluetooth magic.
Yeah.
But on your feet. And every single time I wear my Rothy's out in public, like,
the compliments abound. Yes.
And you can see when other people are wearing Rothy's and that you just like have your own little like secret club and you're like, oh yeah, you know, I know, and you know, and we know, and it's
the
amazing.
Rothy's wave and the Rothy's wink are very real things.
They really are.
They at the airport get on our level. So get both style and comfort this summer with Rothy's. Plus, get $20 off your first purchase at rothys.com/gals. That's ROTHYS.com/gals, and treat your feet.
Trade them. It is so important to prioritize your mental health and wellness every single day, because when you work on yourself, you'll start to see and feel positive changes in all areas of your life. It's a holistic approach. The long-term effects of therapy can give you the tools to deal with challenges as they arise, strengthen your relationships, and give you a more optimistic outlook on life. And who doesn't need that? There is no better time to invest in yourself than right now.
Yeah, and getting started is the most important part, and often it's the hardest part. And there's no need to wait until something goes wrong in your life to work with a therapist. Like, of course, Talkspace is also there to help with any specific challenge that you might be facing. If you're in crisis, Talkspace can be an incredible resource. It is the #1 online therapy platform and has thousands of licensed therapists trained in over 40 specialties, including anxiety, check, depression, check, relationships, check, more, check. Your therapist can help you set and achieve your goals, and it's honestly so convenient. Like, you just have it in your pocket at all times.
It's millennial
wherever-
approved.
It's millennial approved. It's where you are when you are. And then you can just like message or leave a voice memo for your therapist, and they will get back to you during their office hours. It's so speedy and so amazing. And instead of waiting for an appointment, you can send text message to, and voice memos to your therapist to just get the issues that you're dealing with out in real time. And then get a response really quickly. It's amazing. And it's so secure. Talkspace is secure and private. They use the latest end-to-end bank-grade encryption technology to store client information, and they comply with the latest HIPAA regulations. So you got this.
As a listener of this podcast, you will get $100 off your first month with Talkspace. To match with a licensed therapist today, go to Talkspace.com. Make sure to use the code GALS, GALS, to get $100 off your first month and show your support for this show. That's GALS and Talkspace.com, and treat your brain.
Treat it.
Are you ready for my case?
Always
No.
/ never. Also, Kenyon wrote these notes, so that's probably really fucking dark still.
If you thought having guests on meant you'd be saved from the darkness that is Kenyon's very soul,
you're wrong.
you were mistaken.
I will say, I was like, because we had talked about doing this at some other time, and I was like, ooh, I can't wait to pick out a case. And then I got assigned one, and it was written by Kenyon, and it's
were like,
dark. And
Yep.
yeah.
Perfect. Great.
I'm also
You
like
can
reading
come on
these notes,
as
and I'm like,
many times as you want.
like, no one talks like this, Kenyon. She certainly doesn't. Like, did she think like a professor was going to be reading this?
I don't know. She must have been just really excited about you being on the show. Kenyon's curating the notes per guest. No, this isn't true. But who knows? Well, I'm excited. Bring us in.
Well, this whole case, which I just learned about mere minutes ago, like tacks onto everything Lucy just said.
Perfect.
And also, like, apart from the absolute patriarchal nature of like how we got to where we are, screams 1950s America. Like, it's a good family-owned business story. It's got the spirit of entrepreneurialism, so it's fun. And I think, Amanda, you're gonna like a lot of the women in this.
Okay.
It's 17th century Italy.
Yes.
Oh, of course Kenyon wrote this fucking case.
Women have like no opportunity, so it's a lot like 21st century America. And their choices, this is how she wrote it. Their choices could basically be simplified thusly.
Oh, God. Yeah.
What a nerd.
No, Kenyon wrote this. This
Yeah.
is so how Kenyon writes her notes.
So they could marry and risk being abused at the hands of their husbands, or they could remain single, which basically meant they were going to be sex workers.
Got it.
And the best situation a woman could find herself in is if she got married and then her husband died.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
That is
Wait,
the
is that
best
the whole
situation.
Yeah, that's it.
The end.
The wife did it.
So among the wealthier class, this meant that financial security and respectability of being a married woman without having to fear abuse because your husband was dead. And so this eventually led to like in Kenyon's terms, a criminal magical underworld
Okay.
that provided women the means to bring this situation upon themselves.
Oh,
Hell
all right.
yes. Witchcraft.
I'm here for this.
Yes.
I'm here for this network of witches that will make your husband mysteriously die so that you won't be abused anymore. I would join that coven.
Yeah.
So it starts with Julia Tofana, who we don't know a bunch about her earlier life, but it's believed that she was born in Palermo and that her mother was, and I'm going to butcher almost every name in the story,
I love it.
Tofania di Adamo,
Oh, beautiful.
who had been accused of poisoning her husband with an arsenic concoction that she named Aqua Tofana, which sounds like
Aquafina.
yeah, or like a gay Italian lube.
It super does. Also, Amanda, didn't you cover
only
her?
use Aqua Tofana.
Didn't you cover Aqua Tofana in a drunk dive a while back?
I feel like I may have
you did.
covered her.
Okay,
You
well,
did.
But
But I
Here we are
love that
again.
that was her fucking mother.
yeah, that's phenomenal.
The red string is just going
Yeah,
around the
We have
map.
3 of them now.
Yes.
so Mama Tofana was executed on July 12th
Oh.
of 1633, and Julia would have been 13 when this happened.
Okay.
But her secrets didn't die with her because apparently Mama Tofana passed on her allrecipes.com down to Julia, hopefully with less story writing.
Legally, I can't talk shit about allrecipes.com.
And Julia took on the family business and started following in her mother's footsteps and using Aqua Tofana to spread widowhood around the Naples region of Italy.
Yes.
I think it sounds like a Walgreens brand of cologne, personally.
I
Aqua
love it.
Tofana.
Aqua
I mean, can it be
Tofana.
both?
It reminds me of that
Ouch,
water.
And yes.
It reminds me of the water you can get at fancy restaurants that only come in those glass bottles called Acqua Panna, the Italian water.
Oh, I've never even heard of it. That's how
They're
poor
really good.
I
but
am.
They're water. Well, how poor you are.
Poor.
I just
Help
drink
me,
Pellegrino.
Okay, Josh.
I'm a tap gal and we know it. Okay, I have the parasites to back it up.
I'm a water
So-
from the fridge gal, which I'm pretty sure is tap water.
And lead.
Yeah.
Soon with less lead.
So
Soon. Not now. but
Less.
soon with less lead.
So Julia gets married because that's just what you do, but that marriage did not last long. Her husband died very shortly thereafter.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Isn't
He
that
lived
the
long
goal?
enough to give Julia a daughter, Girolama Spara, I guess.
Okay, Chi-Chi.
And so they moved to Rome, and Julia is rumored to have set up a poisoning ring that
Yep.
served women.
Yep.
It's not a drug ring, it's not a gambling ring, it's a poisoning ring.
Yep. I'm here. I am here for this. I would join this poisoning ring so fast.
Yes.
So she's basically finding, and I love the dichotomy here, women who were abused or just in unhappy marriages, and
There it is.
giving them her recipe to kill
Yep.
their husbands.
Get out.
Hey,
Get
if
out
they
of there,
want
girl.
out, they want out. Who
Yep.
cares what the reason is?
Mm-hmm.
So it was run out of an apothecary that Julia had set up, and by the 1950s, as many as six. Wait, what?
1950s?
This is like-
1650s.
Yeah. So Kenyon, less time on the thusly and more time on like getting dates right.
On the numbers.
I'll change it.
And so by the 1650s, as many as 6 women were working for her, including her daughter, who was
Yes.
still young at this point.
Little
It was the
GG.
50s.
The 1650s.
And they were
I worked
allegedly
for my mom in the 50s, and let me tell you, girl, it was crazy.
We were involved in a poisoning ring.
I was like 13. I don't know.
Wasn't allowed to touch anything, but whatever.
So allegedly they had the help from a sympathetic priest doing this, which I guess
Never trust a sympathetic priest.
better poisoning than molesting. So
Oh,
everyone thought it was a cosmetics shop that she was running.
well, right. Right.
I
Yeah,
guess
then all
'cause-
the men would leave her alone. Get
Yeah,
off her
totally.
dick. God.
It's just a Lancome. Just a bunch of really beige powders.
As soon as you can tell me what exactly mascara is. Then I'll let you in.
Yeah.
I kind of like to believe that, like, that's what Lancome is today. Like, it's just
it's a poison ring. It's the cover
It's just
for
to
a poison
confuse
ring.
men into staying away.
So the store had a bunch of powders and liquids
There you go.
that they claimed
It's a
would increase a
Sephora.
woman's beauty.
Just powders, liquids. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. They make you hot. Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry I keep derailing us, but have you guys seen the SNL skit of, the Japanese show of the little kids who go on errands?
Yes.
Where they send a man out of house.
It's a long-term boyfriend. It's the next most vulnerable, subsect of society. And she sends, and Kimmy's sending him to Sephora, which he thinks is pronounced Sephoria, like the HBO show Euphoria. And he ends up coming home with a blush palette for black women. And it's a white lady who sent him out for liquid eyeliner. And instead of getting 2 shallots, he gets 10 pounds of onions. And she's like, good job. We have to talk.
That's perfect. But I do love this because I'm sure every man was like, oh, yeah, that store makes you pretty. You should definitely go buy some of our stuff. Here's
$30.
30
would make-
bucks,
Please
okay.
go.
That'll get me through the line to check out. Because they send you through the line with all the mini shit.
I know.
It's at least 30 bucks.
I threw
I love the idea of the men being like, yes, by all means.
please, we could really use you prettying yourself up.
They're just getting murdered. Oh, it's so good. Okay, I love it.
Which apparently she was selling beauty products, but her her best selling product was Aqua Tofana.
She's a goop. It's a lush.
It's a Goop Guide brick and mortar store.
Aqua Tofana was labeled Mana of St. Nicholas of Bari, and apparently the bottle claimed that it would diminish the appearance of blemishes.
Sign me up.
Yes, I'll take 100 bottles, please.
But it was actually a mixture of, and I love this because, like, she was not lazy. She did not phone this in. It's a mixture of lead, arsenic, and belladonna.
Oh, the big three.
It's like
The
no
triad,
room for
if
error.
you will. No room for error. Bare minimum, I've got you going insane, but I think you'll be dead within moments of drinking that.
Is belladonna a good smelling? What is belladonna?
Have
It's
you
an
not seen
herb.
Practical
Yeah,
Magic?
it's what they use in Practical Magic, and you
okay.
can get it. It's a plant. It's not hard to like. It's a common poisonous plant.
All poisons are fairly common. Okay, got it. So
But here's
she
where
wasn't
it's-
missing anything.
No, here's where it gets dark, though. And
No.
Kenya just has these in parentheses.
Oh, the dark afterthought. Kenya's superhero villain name would be the Dark Afterthought.
Dark parenthetical. Which in itself was not even necessarily suspicious because women's cosmetics at the time contained a range of toxic ingredients.
Okay,
It's totally
Kenyon.
fine. Like, whatever. Everybody's lipstick was toxic. It was the 50s.
I want the dark parenthetical to be Kenyon's villain name. I'm writing it down.
Please write it down.
But again, the beauty of it is the men thought they were sending their wives to
Yeah.
slowly poison themselves.
Right. It's like, JK, bitch.
But the women of Rome knew that Aqua Tofana was not meant to be used as a face cream,
Yep.
and thus poisoning ring.
Yes.
So Julia's poison was colorless and tasteless and was meant to be administered in multiple doses.
Mm-hmm.
The first dose would cause extreme physical weakness.
Perfect.
Check.
Check.
The second is stomach pains and vomiting.
Wait, but like actually check. Was
Still poisoning
hospitalized.
you? She
for
was
this.
literally hospitalized last week.
For stomach pain and vomiting.
Well, I've
Okay,
got bad
well.
news.
Oh, God. I
'Cause-
got
It's lead, arsenic, and whatever.
And
this was.
belladonna.
Belladonna.
Wolfsbane.
In your chart. Wolfsbane.
It's in my chart.
And then the third dose would kill you. Although sometimes
Oh, good.
sometimes it took 4 doses for the bigger men, I guess. The poisoning administered a sudden illness so well that foul play was almost never suspected. And it also
Wow.
gave the poisoning victims time to get their affairs in order.
Oh,
i.e.
my, because it made them sick first.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then it's super believable because it's like, oh my gosh, she was nursing her sick husband back to, oh my God, he died. He was
And
so
it's
sick.
like, he's like, I might be
Foolproof.
dying, and what is my dumb wife going to do when I'm dead? I better
I
make
better
sure.
sign it all over
Yeah.
her.
Oh my God, this is genius.
What a time to be alive.
And we
This is
have the
1,000% what I
recipe.
would have done. I would have been at the apothecary the day after my wedding. Being like,
Bill,
honey, I need
take note.
I need $20. I want to go down to the apothecary. Something for my under
Rihanna
eye
just
bags.
came out with a new
Rihanna
gel.
just-
I need it.
Rihanna just came out with an Aquafina gel, and I need it.
It gets better.
Yeah.
Oh!
Aqua Tofana was undetectable after death.
Thank
so there was
God.
no way to ever suspect that these were unavoidable tragedies.
Yes,
This is
this
the best.
bitch.
This is the best day of my life.
So a magazine called Chambers' Journal published a piece in 1890 about the legacy of Julia's poison, which described how Kenyan. To save her fair fame, the wife would demand a post-mortem examination. Result, nothing, except that the woman was able to pose as a slandered innocent, and then it would be remembered that her husband died without either pain, inflammation, fever, or spasms. If after this the woman within a year or two formed a new connection, no one could blame her.
A new
Oh,
connection.
it's perfect.
But like at a certain point were they like, man, Julia's husbands keep dying of the same thing.
Well,
It's the
that's where it's like
1600s.
we can't give up or give in to our greed. You can't just go marrying and killing over and over again because you're going to get caught and you're going to ruin it for the rest of the ladies benefiting from
Us.
the poisoning ring. Yeah, you're going to ruin it for us. So maybe
Melania.
choose, you're ruining it for us, Melania. So maybe after you're a widow, you stay a widow and just fuck. How about that?
I love that for Melania. Don't love it for 1600s because that's not how that would have happened. Also, I feel
and
like people died all the fucking time.
Yeah,
That's
it's
true.
true. It probably would have been like, meh, go to the next town over. No one's ever heard of you.
Literally.
The good old days.
You could go 2 miles over. She
Yeah.
lives 2 trailers down.
over. Don't listen to her. She lives 2 trailers over.
But I guess also because men are men, they were like, well, why would these women kill their husbands? It's their only form of livelihood.
Yeah, fuck you, men. We figured it out. We're good.
But Julia did practice discretion. She only sold Aqua Tofana to people she knew personally or whose discretion could be vouched for.
They were vetted. And only Julia could vet.
Unfortunately, this system wasn't foolproof.
Great.
She got greedy.
So one vouched for client, a young woman who mixed a few drops of Aqua Tofana into her husband's soup, panicked, and desperately begged him not to eat it.
Oh, come on.
She got soft.
She got soft.
And the husband, of course, was suspicious and then abused her until she revealed her entire story.
Oh my God, honey, you should have just let him fucking eat it.
Like, talk
God.
about proving a point.
Oh
shit.
my God. She deigned to save her husband so he could live to beat her up another day.
No.
God. Yes, all
Abuse,
men.
It's real. God.
So she squealed. He turned her over to authorities who further tortured her until she gave the names of Juliana and her accomplices. And I'm laughing only because it's deeply uncomfortable.
It's really uncomfortable and sad. Oh.
Julia was tipped off, though, so she fled to the church and her sympathetic priest and was granted sanctuary. However, the story that she was a prolific poisoner was spreading all over Rome, and when a rumor started that she had used aqua tofana to poison the water supply of the entire city,
Yes. You'll all go down.
the church...
How's that water tasting there? Officer?
Those black-eyed peas.
The Popo stormed the church, and she was arrested. She was then brutally tortured by police.
Oh my God.
But
Julia.
the silver lining is in her confession, she confessed to killing over 600 men
Yes.
in 18 years.
Good for her.
Listen.
And that was
What
just
a
in
legacy.
Rome.
Oh, that was just in Rome.
And that,
She
that
hadn't
doesn't
only
accommodate.
lived in Rome.
Yeah,
No.
you know there were satellite locations in that ring.
Oh my God.
It
Okay,
was
so
basically an MLM.
we are gleeful only because presumably these men are horrible abusers.
Yeah, we're just gonna make ourselves feel better.
To which
by
I
assuming
say,
they all deserve
Fuck them
it.
all. Bye.
I mean,
You
if
don't
there's a
beat your
moral to
wife.
this entire episode, it's that all men.
Yes, all men, including Josh. Gotcha.
I'm gay, though. It doesn't count. I'm only half toxic.
Fair enough.
Yeah, toxic. You're also not a man. You're a guy.
Yeah. Oh
You're
my
just
God, you're
a
right. We set this
boy.
up.
Yeah.
He was just a boy.
But if you're under 13, you're significantly meaner than girls.
See, so I'm a 40-year-old boy, which means I'm not as mean as young boys.
Yeah,
But you're not as
Taking a
nice as
strange
21 to
Let's
24-year-old
not
boys.
talk about young boys. Let's not talk about young boys. Look over here. Look over there.
Let's not talk about young
Young
boys.
boys.
Sick.
So here's another dark parenthetical.
God.
Her confession, however, is not entirely reliable because it was obtained under duress.
She aimed low. She aimed low.
Kenyon equals the dark parenthetical.
Parenthetical. She aimed low with 600 to keep herself from getting in more trouble.
Holy shit.
But even if it's close to true, it would make her one of the deadliest assassins in history.
I'm obsessed with her.
Well,
Well, she was executed in 1659 alongside her daughter
Oh, no.
and
she
several
was just
of her.
pushing paper. She couldn't touch anything.
It's not her fault.
I don't know. Well, I mean, I think just because the recipe had been passed down from generation
And I'll never
to generation.
have that recipe again.
Hope it doesn't read right through me.
Hope it doesn't see right through me.
Okay.
Okay.
I sing a lot when I'm high.
So dozens of her associates were also executed, as were dozens of just lower class women because
Oh,
they were
great.
suspected of having been customers.
Jesus
Great.
Christ.
Okay.
They had a point, it turns out. Son of a bitch.
They really blew it. That one squealing narc really blew it for the rest of us. 'Cause we had a
God
good
damn.
fucking thing going here,
They
bitch.
really
We
did.
had a good thing going.
They could have taken over the empire.
God.
And then upper class women were also suspected of participating, but they were merely banished or imprisoned.
Right.
Oh.
Okay.
Weird. That's so weird. It's like justice eludes the wealthy, or it's like something like that. That's weird.
Yeah.
Lessons to be learned from the 17th century, I guess.
There's a slight chance that Juliana died peacefully in her sleep, but I don't
That's
think
not
that's...
what that's probably
I
what
don't
happened. I
think so.
doubt it.
Despite the fuzziness of the details, her story has lived on for centuries. Julia Tofana is believed to have been the inspiration for a woman named Madame de Brinvillers, who was executed along with 35 others for poisoning multiple people in the inner circle of King Louis XIV.
Yes.
Which
Amazing.
is a scandal known as the Affair of the Poisons.
Just to kind of keep up Kenyon's air of Kenyonness, I will say that she would have pronounced it Madame de Brinvilliers.
And King Louis?
Louis XIV.
14 et 14? That's how you say
that's
scandal?
what 14 means. Yes.
Known as, how you
Affaire
say,
de poisson.
the affaire de la
But-
poisson.
As
That's the
late
fish, but yes.
as 1791, one final asshole was trying to blame his wife for Aqua Tofana, which
God.
was Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart.
Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart.
Wolfgang. How could you, Wolfgang?
On his deathbed
How
declared,
dare you?
How could you?
I am sure I am being poisoned. I
He
cannot...
said this on his deathbed.
Yes,
What a dick.
I know. I cannot rid myself of this idea. Someone has given me Aqua Tofana and calculated this precise time of my death.
Okay, someone was too into
okay.
TMZ. Good Lord.
I would just be like, pillow. Like,
It's
okay, you're done.
150 years later. Get over
Also,
yourself.
I don't know his marital status, but if it's Aqua Tofana, I feel like that's someone he's accusing is his wife.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mozart's wife. I'm pretty sure he wasn't married. Mozart's wife. Oh, yep. Constanze Mozart.
J'accuse! Wow.
Oh, but she divorced him. She and Mozart had 6 children together.
Ish.
Ooh, only 2 survived. Wow. Okay.
Ooh,
anyway,
no.
moving on. It
Wow.
wasn't her and it wasn't Aqua Tofana.
Great job, Josh. That was a wonderful case.
Jesus
And that's
Christ,
my
Josh. Good job. But actually,
All
great
right.
job.
That was
Thank you.
amazing.
Jesus.
I did my
Hell.
best with the material I was given.
You did a great job.
You delivered.
We appreciate you.
You delivered.
You delivered. All right, let's hear a quick word from our sponsors and then finish up with whatever. You guys, I don't know. I'm sorry. We'll get to it. It can be real hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel when you have high interest debt.
Yes.
Been there.
It is a long, dark tunnel.
Am there sometimes. And sometimes it can be even harder to ask for help, and that is where Upstart comes in.
Upstart powered personal loans can help you pay down high interest debt all online with simple and easy to understand payment terms. Upstart has helped over 1.8 million customers on their path to financial freedom. Whether it's paying off credit cards, consolidating high interest debt, or funding personal expenses, Upstart can help you get one fixed monthly payment with a clear payoff date. And who doesn't want that? Upstart knows you're more than just your credit score, so rather than looking at your credit score alone, Upstart's model considers other factors like your income, employment, and other information provided in your loan application to find you a smarter rate for your loan. You can check your rate in minutes for loans between $1,000 to $50,000 without impacting your credit score.
Amazing.
Again, who doesn't want that? You can even receive funds as fast as one business day after accepting your loan.
It's amazing. So don't wait and check your rate today at upstart.com/gals. That's upstart.com/gals to check your rate today. And don't forget to use our URL to let them know we sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. So go to upstart.com/gals and treat your debt.
Trade it.
I have tried everything to get silky, strong, healthy hair. And when I say everything, I mean everything. I've purchased it. I've poured egg whites on it. I've rubbed avocado into it.
I've concocted it. I've conjured it.
I've prayed on it. So if you are tired of those ineffective hair treatments and are hungry to try something that actually works, give Vegamore a try like we did.
Yes, Vegamore has transformed our hair. Their clean and vegan approach to hair health uses smart botanicals that promote visibly thicker, fuller, more luxurious, longer-looking hair. Like, I like my hair now. With help from Vegamore, get healthy, beautiful-looking hair without the use of harmful chemicals. All of their products are cruelty-free and never contain potentially harmful chemicals like parabens or hormones. And might I add, it smells amazing.
Yeah, it really does.
It's everything you want in a shampoo and condish.
Yeah.
Vegamore has something for everyone looking to improve their hair health. Their Grow Revitalizing Shampoo and Conditioner Kit work together to create visibly thicker hair and improve hair from the roots to the tips. You just massage the shampoo into your scalp for 60 seconds, and then you follow up with a conditioner on the lengths and ends. It is as simple as that. I like to use this rubber mitt with these nice soft teeth, and it's just it's a massage on your scalp.
Yeah, that comb
so
is
good.
amazing.
I feel like I'm in a spa. I'm getting a treatment.
Yep.
I absolutely love it. Having Vegamore as my go-to shampoo and conditioner is a game changer for my overall hair health. I also love their serum because I have kind of a little bit of a weird hairline. I've got a little receding, if you know what I mean. I've always had it. I put the serum on my little patches, and I've noticed more hair growing there. It's not as obvious. I love it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the eyelash growing serum.
Yes, the eyebrow and the eyelash serums.
So good.
Yeah.
I don't need help with my brows, but my lashes, they need help.
I do, and I love it. With Vegamore, there is no risk when trying because they have a 90-day money-back guarantee, but with 91% of customers saying they saw visibly thicker hair with Vegamore in just 3 months, you're not going to want to run out. You're going to want to check this out for sure.
So give your hair exactly what it's been craving with Vegamore. Go to vegamore.com/gals and use that code GALS to save 20% on your first order. That's vegamor.com/gals, code GALS to save 20% on your first order and treat your hair.
Treat it.
If you're ready for my case, then we're ready, I guess.
I'm ready, I guess.
So high. Okay. I went down 2 different roads on this. First, I looked up female sabotage because I wanted it to be like women helping women. But where they're actually stabbing each other in the back more commonly. So I literally Googled, quote, female sabotage and found that this is actually an evolutionary theory and thought the Wikipedia page about it was really interesting. So I'm going to start with just some background and psych of my own.
Female sabotage.
On female sabotage. So, quote, soon after Charles Darwin published his theory of natural selection, he was faced with a puzzle. If natural selection suggests survival of the fittest, then why do some males have traits that detract from their survival?
Because they're dumb.
Because they're stupid. It's their fault.
Stupid.
For instance, the peacock grows a colorful but cumbersome tail that not only attracts predators, but makes it difficult for him to escape those predators. Similarly, the buck grows enormous antlers, which are heavy to carry and can easily become tangled in branches, interfering with effective escape from pursuing hunters. And they can just get caught in a tree and then just starve to death.
And also with all the plastic and human intervention, there's wire fences and
right.
There's also a
plastic
big dick
nets
joke in
and
here
shit.
somewhere.
There definitely is. Yeah, there is one.
If your dick is too huge, you
getting
A,
caught in
impale
branches.
your partner,
yeah,
and B,
there's such a thing
it's hard
as
to run down
tool
the stairs.
So, of course, Darwin knew
So
that
I
there was
hear.
more to natural selection than simple fitness. An equally important part of the struggle of life regards reproduction. In this case, the question becomes, why would a female burden her offspring with dangerous traits by mating with a similarly burdened male?
Yeah.
Noting that the males with burdensome traits are almost entirely those in polygamous species, or a minority of males generally mate with many females. So Darwin had an insight. He realized that if females found these male burdens more attractive, I just love the term male burden, and if that attractiveness resulted in more matings by burdened males, then the increase in matings of a few sons might offset the death of many other sons as a result of the burden.
Wow.
In effect, if the success of the surviving males produce enough offspring to cover for more than the loss of potential offspring lost from their brothers, then the female who mated with a burdened male had chosen correctly.
Oh my God.
So that, like, female
love this.
sabotage is the female selecting a burdened male intentionally, despite...
Because that means that her offspring with said burden
Yep.
would be more likely to be mated with another female of the next generation.
Yep.
And so on and so on.
Yep.
We're out-stupiding our
Yep.
ancestors.
Isn't that so funny?
And here we are,
I'm
2022.
obsessed with this.
Isn't the female sabotage theory of evolution kind of buck wild?
I love it. Also, Darwin, highly problematic, as
Oh,
we've talked about
1000%.
before. But
Yes.
Wow, I
Highly,
love
highly,
this.
highly fucking problematic. And this theory is a theory of evolution. So, like, it's also problematic in its own way. Like, these are all these old fucking thoughts on how we even came to be walking, standing up. It's just like, I just found it really fascinating that this is what popped up under female sabotage.
I know I've said this before, but I follow an account on Instagram called ASAP Science, and one of their recent posts was about how, like, men don't need to exist. Because,
Right.
like, a long time ago, the one like type of organism that could reproduce by itself, which would be the female organism, we used to be able to do this autonomously.
Yep.
But it was like a freak offset that created men that necessitated males and females to
Yeah, you're a
mate.
You're a fluke.
You're a fucking fluke.
I know.
Am I
Actually-
a fluke? Am I a fucking fluke?
Am I a fluke? Am I a fucking fluke? Holy shit, that's amazing. But actually,
Am I
gay
a
men
fat-
are maybe kind of getting back on track or getting
We're
back on the
offsetting what
bandwagon.
our dumb brethren have done.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Am I
Anyway,
a fluke? Am I a fucking
fucking
fluke?
fluke? I thought you would like that, Lucy, specifically.
I'm finding a still so they can go on the drive.
Am I a fluke? Am I a fucking fluke? The local hero, what's her face, who played her?
Yeah, who cares? I can't
The
remember.
holes I went down. But when I think of women helping women,
Rachel
I
Lee
think
Cook.
of Rachel Lee Cook. I think of women supporting women, and then I think of girl boss, and then I think of MLMs.
Duh.
And then that got me wondering if anyone had been killed over an MLM. And guess what? The answer is yeah.
Oh, I bet. I fucking
Yeah.
bet.
I fucking bet. So for this story, we travel back to 2016 and we head over to India, where Kavita Badala, a 27-year-old woman from Mumbai, was working for an MLM called Ratnam Infotech.
Oh, that sounds
Legit.
not at all Black Mirror-ish.
The company was established in January of 2008 and focuses primarily on, quote, computer-related activities. For example, maintenance of websites, creation of multimedia presentations.
Oh, she's the Jen Shah of India.
Pretty much. So this is like essentially helping entities exist online and it's like online marketing. According to themselves, they are Asia's #1 network marketing company in binary concept. I am human man. The company claims to have, quote, more than 300,000 distributors across India. I like my evil voice when I'm being the company. This is a quote from BehindMLM.com. Ratnam Infotech affiliates pay between, I don't remember the currency of India.
Rubles, rupees,
Oh,
rubles.
rubles. Rubles is Russia. Rupees is India.
Got it. Rupees. So Ratnam Infotech affiliates pay between 4,990 rupees to 7,490 rupees, which is between like 75 and 115 bucks US.
Oh,
when they join the company. So you join the company and you get
your sign-on bonus.
Yep. Products bundled with Ratnam Infotech affiliate membership include a laundry ball, an energy saver device,
What?
a watch.
Wait, what's a laundry ball? Like a dryer ball? The fuck?
I don't know what it is. I don't know.
What's an energy saver device?
This whole thing is clearly written by someone who's never even used a computer.
They're written by aliens.
I love it so much. Okay, there's more, you guys.
No.
This list is amazing. Tungsten biomagnetic bracelet.
Oh, I know what that is.
Wait, do you really? What is it?
They're those bracelets. They're those bracelets that are supposed to stop motion sickness. They have a little metal thing right here. They're bullshit, but I know what it is. I think that's what it is.
There's more on this list. One item is a, quote, gas and lifesaver.
Wait, I love lifesavers, though.
And I'm sobbing. I can't. An induction stove.
No. Oh, super helpful.
I mean, the most helpful thing on this list.
So far. Jewelry.
There we go.
I don't know what this is. A CFL inverter.
Googling it.
A, quote, biodisc. What's a CFL inverter?
A CFL inverter appears to be a backup battery. Just in general.
Oh my god, why is this the Scott Tots episode?
What's a biodisc? I don't know. That too. Okay, biodisc.
Like, I need to know how all these products got into their welcome bag.
A biodisc process involves allowing the wastewater to come in contact with bacteria which grow on the biodisc and ingest the pollutants in the wastewater before discharge of the treated wastewater to the environment. Usually a ditch or stream. What?
No! Fucking no!
Isn't that where Josh wanted to be found? A ditch or stream?
In a biodisc.
A biodisc.
Okay, the last thing in the welcome basket is quote unquote G5 cell phones. You guys, it's the best list that was ever made.
Coincidentally, this is all the stuff that Israel Keys put in his kill kits.
Do they mean 5G?
Probably what they
G5. I like how 5 is spelled out Five.
It's a quote.
G5.
G5.
There's no way they didn't mean 5G, right?
I can't go on.
That's the kind that doesn't give you cancer.
It sucks cancer out of you.
Into your biodisc.
Which says goes into the reservoir.
I'm gonna piss my
The retention pool or whatever.
Full circle.
I'm gonna Never peed my pants. Popcorn Lucy.
Okay, here we go. Amanda needs to recover. Ratnam Infotech affiliates are paid to recruit new affiliates with commissions paid out via a binary compensation structure. Okay. Do you get paid?
Yes. Yes.
What's binary compensation structure?
Okay, you Google it. I can do this again. So, Kavita was actually doing pretty well with Ratnam Infotech and kept racking up her bonuses by signing on more, quote, clients of their media company. The clients she signed on to then turn around and sell online marketing tools were not doing well.
You guys, a binary compensation structure appears to be a structure in which you either get paid or don't get paid. It's black and white. I'm not kidding. That
is inherently accurate.
If this is the most corporate language I've ever fucking heard.
It's a quote. I never would have written it that way. It's a quote.
I would have.
All I need to know about is the gas and lifesaver.
Have you ever written a term paper with a minimum, characters?
Yes.
Count?
Binary compensation structure, 1,000%. Yes. Yes. So anyway, the new client's not doing great. So not great, in fact, that they paid, you paid to join this MLM. So they paid Kavita to become these new clients to join this MLM in April of 2016. They paid her 17,000 rupees or something. So
just $12.
I mean, yeah, but it's a lot of money for,
Yeah.
It's not a small amount of money. That's not $12, but it's a couple $100. Probably.
Yeah, okay.
But then by May was asking for their money back. Because
That's
they
the
were
other
bleeding.
binary. That's the
the other of the binary. They want their money back. Because they were bleeding funds under this MLM structure, which is exactly how MLMs work. It's just so fucking sad. But anyway, understandably, Kavita was like, fuck no, I'm not giving you money back. And they were like, well, wait, you've been talking about how rich your dad is the entire time you've worked here. You could afford it. And she's like, absolutely not. I'm not paying you money back.
I've already earned the money.
Day. Yeah. But a rich dad proves too tempting for some of them. And on May 15th, Kavita went missing. She was abducted near her house after she left for work that morning. And not long after that, a ransom call rang to the home telephone of Kishanlal Kotari, Kavita's father. So the voice on the other end of the phone is demanding 3 million rupees, which is $44,500 or $44,500 US.
Jesus.
And 3 kilos of gold.
However much that is.
Yeah. I mean, gold is
probably a lot. I don't know.
That's a lot of gold. Show me the gold. But the poor man was just that. Poor. Kavita had been making up a family wealth, most likely for appearances within this marketing company to bring in clients.
Distrust.
Yep.
Distrust.
Oh, it circles back. So when Kotari spoke to the kidnapper about his inability to pay the ransom, he explained that he was employed with a local jeweler and only brought home a meager salary to support himself. I don't even think her mother was alive.
Oh, it was all a lie.
Yeah.
But that's where the gift box jewelry probably came from.
And
maybe.
G5.
Maybe. The G5 phones. So the kidnappers were pissed. As it turns out, there were 4 of them. They were, quote unquote, employees within Ratnam Infotech, which means they were the recruited team members that she had got tricked into buying in.
They were in this triangle somewhere.
Right. So she had gotten bonuses for signing them on, and they couldn't make the arrangement sustainable for themselves because it's an MLM. So they were angry with Kativa for this, and they were now broke, and they were desperate, and they were working within a bullshit company, only to find out that the ransom that they'd kidnapped for doesn't exist.
Oh, good.
So these are not good circumstances. And it's 4 people with 1 hostage. So in a fit of rage, Mohit Kumar Bagdat, 26 years old, Shiv Sharma, 25 years old, Ramavtar Sharma, 27 years old, and the only other female in the group, Unika Sarvanandan, 26 years old, worked together to murder Kativa. They strangled her.
Jesus Christ.
And then, set her on fire and stuffed her remains into a suitcase that they also, burned to try to get rid of evidence, but it didn't work.
This isn't a woman helping a woman.
No, it is not. The suitcase was found dumped in Mumbai, and Kativa was later identified as the deceased, and all 4 of these individuals were arrested and charged. They did confess to having done this. They were charged with murder, although I couldn't find information about their sentencing. I couldn't nail that down, and even if I could, I don't really know what that would look like in India versus here. So that is my case.
Where was the woman helping another woman?
No, that's what I'm saying. I didn't go down that path. I went down finding a story about an MLM.
Remember, she gave us a whole story about how she's I'm going to do what I do every week and just break away from the theme of the show.
Yeah, I gave it an intro. So when I think of women helping women, I think of MLM.
I will
it's in my notes.
Never get over the female sabotage, though.
Female sabotage.
It
It
makes
anyway.
too much sense.
That's my case.
Do you think
Good
PK
Lord.
and Dorit's robbers, when they got home and found out it was all fake, felt the same way?
Probably.
They don't have real money.
Oh my God, probably. But they left her phone.
It was probably the most valuable thing they had
Thing
their
in the
hands
house. Yeah. It has Bravo secrets on it.
That phone was G5, you idiot.
G5. It's a brand new G5 phone. You guys, that list, I can't. It's the greatest list that was ever made.
Oh my God.
Save
I
that
will
list.
never stop thinking about that list.
Well, special thanks to our fan picker, Bailey Sipola. I hope you had a sensational time.
Hope you got a bio disc for your
Enjoy your
sister's
bio
birthday. Well, thank you for listening, and we will see you next week. And also, thank you to Josh Hallmark.
I
Let
was
us
just
know.
going to say, we also have to give special thanks
Yes.
to Josh.
Where can we find your where can we find your shit?
Where are you?
Where are you?
I'm on truecrimebullshit.com.
Woo!
And yeah, don't go to me on Facebook or Twitter because you'll never hear from me. So just go to the
All
website and listen to the show.
Also,
love
Karen
that.
and Ellen letters.
Oh.
You just have I don't know.
Our
I will
Americana.
never stop tking about Karen and Ellen, but I'm sure you'll be on our show again soon. Thank
I'm
you,
sure I
Josh.
Because
Thanks,
we
guys.
need you.
We will and we'll see y'all next week.
Bye-bye.
If you're a fan of true crime, you've probably heard your favorite podcast discuss the link between lead poisoning and higher crime rates, and possibly even heard podcasters theorize about the link between serial killers and lead poisoning.
When these topics are discussed, though, it often sounds as though our exposure to lead went away when lead paint and leaded gasoline were banned.
But have you heard that exposure to lead in the United States is on the rise? Or that the nearly 90% of the 10 billion bullets sold every year in the United States contain lead? And that minimizing the effects of lead exposure from lead ammunition is part of a widespread misinformation campaign?
Where have I heard about misinformation campaigns before?
Totes Darvo tactics.
The effects of lead exposure are everywhere, but often not seen or heard about.
Join us on our journey learning more about lead every Wednesday by listening to United States of Lead. Available on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms.
Let's talk about lead.
Thanks for listening to Wine and Crime. Our cover art is by Kala Yip, music by Phil Young and Corey Wendell, editing by Jonathan Camp. Check out our website and blog at wineandcrimepodcast.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Wine and Crime Pod. If you have questions, answers, or recommendations to share, email us at wineandcrimepodcast@gmail.com. Episodes are available on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, basically wherever you get your favorite podcasts. And if you like the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. It is the best way to spread the word. If you'd like to show your support, visit our Patreon page to keep this podcast and the wine flowing. Cheers!